So heading into the new year, there's still a lot of talk about engineers leaving, turnover, companies having a problem with retention with their engineering staff. The big question behind all of that is, why are they looking to leave? That's what we're going to talk about today. Hello, Dan Trudeau here. I'm the VP and Executive Recruiter at PRA USA. Now, for over 30 years, we've been recruiting and placing engineers in various industries, technologies, etc. And I've noticed in the last few years, I've gotten a lot more questions, both at work and out of work, about why engineers are leaving their jobs. Well, we decided to take a more scientific look at that, looking back at our interview notes over the last several months going into the new year to see why it is exactly engineers have either left their jobs or are looking to leave their jobs. Now, before we go into the top 5, let's talk about some of the runners-up, which include they want to relocate to a new area, they want to bump in pay, which a lot of people think would be in the top 5, but was not from our work. There's also people who are looking for a shorter commute, a promotion, green card sponsorship, etc. So those are a lot of the things that, while a lot of people have mentioned is the reason they're looking, they didn't quite make the top 5. So let's talk about the top 5. Coming in at number 5, they're working on contract and they want to move to direct hire. Now, a lot of the people that we talked to who came in this category are people who have like H-1B visas and they're working for consulting companies, etc. And they want to move to direct hire, not just for better stability, but also because that's better for sponsoring a green card, which is the goal of most of the engineers in this category. So again, that's number 5, contract, want direct, and again, mostly people who are in the immigration process. Moving on to lucky number 4. Well, I don't know if it's lucky, but we're going to call it lucky number 4. But anyway, number 4 is people who want 100% remote work. A few years ago, this wasn't even on the radar. After COVID, it's very much on the radar. A lot of the people who want remote work typically fall in categories such as software engineering, where that's more of a possibility for them, though we do get a fair number of people who do jobs that aren't very feasible to do remote, but they're just poking their toe in the water to see if maybe I can get a 100% remote job. The 100% remote thing has not been happening as across the board as people expected it to a couple of years ago. Though you can tell from its placement on the list here that, the desire to work remote is still definitely there, and there are still more opportunities now than just a handful of years ago to do it. Busting into the chart now at number 3 are people who are worried about the future. This means people who, even if their job is stable now, have some word from the inside, or the company's posted some sort of financial results, or the industry they're in is rough shape, or they're just experienced enough to know the writing's on the wall that things are not going to be great in their job for the future in terms of stability, viability. It's just not looking good. Now, number 2 is interesting because number 2 is they've been laid off / downsized / whatever euphemism they're using to describe it this week. I say it's an interesting one because prior to 2022, I would say that this one wouldn't even be on the top 5 for the engineers we talk to. Because of the shortage of engineering talent out there, along with some things that companies learned during the 08-09 recession, there haven't been the number of layoffs in the last decade or so that had normally preceded it, at least within the engineering space. That changed this year with some very high-profile layoffs / again, downsizing happening at companies such as Twitter, Ford, etc. Those companies had very high-profile layoffs, which has put more people into our orbit who are out of work. The good news for people in this space is, compared to before when layoffs had happened in the past, you have a much better shot now of lining up a new position quickly. Finally, topping the chart at number 1, and by a wide margin, is people looking to leave for better learning, development, or growth opportunities. These are people who are in a pretty good spot right now, job stable, works okay, nothing horribly wrong with any of it, but, another opportunity surfaced that maybe would allow them maybe some promotion opportunities they don't have right now, ability to learn a new area that they can't learn in their current job, things like that. In other words, career enhancement opportunities. I suspect this has been number 1 for several years now. I expect that it'll be number 1 in the year ahead because, again, there's such a shortage of engineering talent that even if an engineer is in a solid job, there could be something even better right around the corner that allows them to move forward even more. So because of this is what's got a lot of people looking. It's not that their job is terrible. It's not that they're going to be let go, that they think the writing's on the wall, etc. It's simply that there's something even better that I can move into. So my prediction is at the same time next year, there may be some jockeying for different positions underneath this one. It might not be number one by as wide of a margin, but I expect that this would still be number one next year. And I guess we're going to have to see how that plays out. So that's the PRA USA top 5 reasons why engineers right now going into 2023 are looking for a new position or have moved to a new position. Make sure to like, share, and most of all, subscribe to the PRA USA channel, as we're going to be sharing lots of information about the job market, lots of real-time stuff, perspectives, career advice, tips, tricks, etc. on this page throughout the year, including a new thing we're going to call Tales from the Trenches, where I share some of the, let's just call it, more odd stories from our years in the recruiting business. So again, like, share, subscribe, and most of all, have yourself a great 2023.